The Bee Gees, Barry, Robin, and Maurice Gibb, were one of the most successful and influential pop groups in history, known for their tight harmonies, catchy melodies, and ability to adapt to different musical trends over the decades. Their story is filled with remarkable highs and personal struggles, making it one of the most fascinating in pop music.
The Gibb brothers were born in the 1940s in the United Kingdom. Barry Gibb was born on September 1st, 1946, in Douglas, Isle of Man. Robin Gibb was born on December 22nd, 1949, in Redcliffe, Queensland, Australia. Maurice Gibb was born on December 22nd, 1949, just a few minutes after Robin, in Redcliffe, Queensland, Australia. The Gibb family, originally from England, moved to Australia in 1958, and it was in Brisbane that the brothers began to develop their musical talents. The brothers started performing together at a very young age. Their early influences came from a wide variety of music, from doo-wop and pop to rock and roll, which shaped their sounds in the years to come. They performed in various local bands before adopting the name Bee Gees, a shortening of Brothers Gibb. The Bee Gees first gained recognition in the 1960s with their harmonies and pop-sounding songs. Their big break came in 1963 when they signed a record deal with Australian label Festival Records. They released several singles, but it wasn't until they moved to the United Kingdom in 1967 that their career began to take off. The Bee Gees' first major hit in the UK was New York Mining Disaster, 1941.
The event of something happening to me,
which became a top 20 hit on the American charts. Their success continued with songs like To Love Somebody,
you don't know what it's like
Massachusetts,
to Massachusetts.
and Worlds, making them one of the most popular pop acts in the world.
A smile can bring you near.
Their early sound was more in the vein of classic 60s pop with lush harmonies and soft melodic ballads. In the early 1970s, the Bee Gees faced a musical transition. After a series of albums that were less successful, they shifted their style, combining their vocal strengths with a more contemporary sound. However, their real transformation came in the mid-1970s with the advent of disco. The Bee Gees wrote and recorded songs for the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, which would catapult them into international stardom. The album, released in 1977, became one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time, thanks in large part to hits like Stayin Alive, Night Fever, and How Deep Is Your Love.
How deep is your love? Is your love?
These songs became anthems of the disco era and helped define the sound of the late 70s. The Bee Gees were now at the forefront of the disco movement, but their ability to blend catchy melodies with the new dance beat was one of the keys to their success. Saturday Night Fever was so influential that it not only made the Bee Gees famous worldwide, but also helped shape pop music for years to come.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's man.
The Bee Gees' harmonious, falsetto-driven vocals became the defining sound of the disco era. By the early 1980s, the disco craze had begun to wane, and the Bee Gees, like many artists, had to adapt to changing tastes. They reinvented themselves once again, returning to more traditional pop and soft rock sounds. Their album, Living Eyes, released in 1981, marked a shift towards a more mature sound, but it wasn't as commercially successful as their previous work. They continued to write songs for other artists, and in 1983, they scored a massive hit with Islands in the Stream, a duet with Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. The song became one of their biggest hits, blending their signature harmonies with country music. During this time, the brothers also began to explore individual projects. Robin released solo albums, and Barry explored acting and songwriting. In 2003, the middle brother and the musical heartbeat of the Bee Gees,
We begin this morning with singer Maurice Gibb, who died during the night in Miami.
Tragically passed away from complications of a twisted intestine at the age of 53. His death marked a devastating blow to the Bee Gees, both personally and professionally. Maurice had played a crucial role in the band's sound, and his loss was felt deeply by Barry and Robin. Despite this, Barry and Robin continued to honor their legacy and performed as a duo, though it was never quite the same without Maurice. They were also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1997. In 2012, Robin Gibb passed away after a long battle with cancer, leaving Barry as the last surviving member of the Bee Gees. Robin's death brought an end to an era of the Bee Gees as a group, though their music continued to be celebrated. The surviving Gibb brother, Barry, occasionally performed Bee Gee songs in tribute to his brothers. Sold over 220 million records worldwide. They were known for their unique vocal harmonies, their ability to write and produce chart-topping songs, and their influence on pop and disco music. Their songs continue to resonate with fans of all ages. Tracks like Stayin Alive, How Deep Is Your Love,
How deep is your love? Is your love?
and To Love Somebody
To love somebody, to love somebody.
have become timeless classics, representing not just the Bee Gees' unique sound, but also the spirit of an era. The Bee Gees' impact on music, particularly in the genres of pop and disco, remains profound, and they are considered one of the greatest songwriting and performing acts of all time.